He used his cruel minister to pacify the Romagna and then cut him in half in the public square. Did you really admire such brutality?
Admired his efficacy. That brutality left the people both satisfied and stupefied, preventing greater massacres.
The Unrecorded Interview. History documentary series.
He is the father of modern politics. A man whose very name is synonymous with deception and ambition. Yet behind the ruthless reputation is a tortured civil servant, exiled and ignored by power. Tonight, the real Niccolò Machiavelli. You wrote the definitive manual for tyrants. Yet, when the Medici took Florence, they tortured you with the Strappado, dropping you from a rope 6 times. Why didn't your own rules save you?
My rules are for governing, not for the victims of fortune. I endured those 6 drops with such stoicism that I esteemed myself more highly than before. I survived because I am a realist.
A realist who was then banished to San Casciano. By day, the brilliant diplomat argued over pennies with a butcher. By night, you put on court robes to ride the prince. Was it pure survival or a delusion of grandeur?
It was no delusion. I entered the ancient courts to converse with great men of the past. During those hours, I fed on history. I forgot my troubles and feared neither poverty nor death.
In that book, you shattered centuries of philosophy. By separating politics from morality, you rejected ideal worlds to focus on the effective truth. Isn't this cold philosophy simply an excuse to justify tyranny?
There is a vast chasm between how men live and how they ought to live. Whoever pursues moral utopias in a wicked world finds his own ruin. To preserve the state from chaos, a ruler must learn how not to be good as necessity dictates.
For that state survival, you elevated Cesare Borgia as your ideal model. He used his cruel minister to pacify the Romagna and then cut him in half in the public square. Did you really admire such brutality?
Admired his efficacy. That brutality left the people both satisfied and stupefied, preventing greater massacres. A prince must know how to use the beast, to be a lion to frighten the wolves, and a fox to recognize the traps.
Efficacy? Borgia lost the empire the instant his father died. Your supreme model of power died defeated and in obscurity. Doesn't that prove that relying blindly on cunning and violence is a flawed strategy?
He had planned everything for the future, except that he himself would be near death at that precise instant. Fortune is a woman and malicious. She can strike down even men of the highest virtù in one blow.
From there, you concluded that it is much safer to be feared than loved, claiming men are ungrateful, cowardly, and greedy. Was that dark vision born from reading history or from the betrayal of your own allies?
Both. Love is a bond that men, being wicked, break whenever their own interest is at stake. Fear, on the other hand, is maintained by a dread of punishment that never leaves you. It is crude common sense.
That crude realism cost you dearly. Today, the term Machiavellian is synonymous with deceit and pure evil. They brand you an enemy of the human race. Does it offend you that your name represents the ultimate caricature of villainy?
I was the least Machiavellian of men. My inability to flatter ruined me. My only crime was excessive candor. I exposed the uncomfortable truths that all leaders use, but hide under the veil of hypocrisy. They hate me for my honesty.
But your own effectual truths failed in practice. You built a Florentine citizen militia to avoid mercenaries, and yet the Spanish infantry effortlessly massacred your troops at Prato.
The concept of a citizen army is undeniable. We lost because our leader, Piero Soderini, lacked the ruthlessness to take extraordinary measures in time. He preferred to lose the state rather than act like a tyrant.
You ended up begging. You dedicated the prince to the Medici, asking for work from those who destroyed you. It's rumored that Lorenzo ignored your manuscript and preferred a gift of hunting dogs. You were a sycophant who got nothing.
I was a man of the state, born poor, and I wanted to serve my land. I offered them the only thing of value I possessed, my knowledge. If they preferred dogs to the secrets of power, the loss was entirely theirs.
In the end, you died just as Florence restored the Republic and your own friends rejected you for your approach to the Medici. You were caught in the middle, without power and without glory. Was it all for nothing?
The common people hated me for my writings, and the new republic distrusted me. I loved my city more than my own soul, but by seeking the truth, I was condemned to sow in sand and water.
Niccolò Machiavelli, a brilliant mind who deciphered politics, ironically crushed by the same power game he helped unravel.
I believed the true way to paradise was to learn the way to hell in order to flee from it. I wrote the truth of the world, but men will always prefer comforting lies.
The Unrecorded Interview. History documentary series.